All right, what you doing here, hun? You want to explain the saga of the orange door?
The orange door is now getting a coffee rub.
Coffee rub. Yep, I guess you could say that. So
Sanded them down again.
espresso. We just sanded this down. What did we do on it first that made it just like carrot orange?
Just a refinish oil. It's an oil rub. It's easy and fast, and I thought it was gonna work, but
Yeah.
I should have just done one door and then brought it inside to get it all four.
What? Yeah. He did all 4 doors. This was probably nearly a month ago. Maybe 3 weeks ago. And yeah, he just didn't stop at one. He did them all. And then they looked okay out here, I guess. And then he brought them inside the house. And against our white walls and our floors. And we really saw how orange they really were. And I knew we just needed a do-over. So I hate to make the rework, but I think I'm already digging this. I think
This has a really nice, rich finish. We don't have a whole lot of dark colors in there, but it will help blend in with the wallpaper and especially the black floor in the bathroom.
True. True.
It'll just help liven it up. And this is pretty nice stuff. It's a poly blend, so it's got the dark stain in it, but it also has polyurethane to help coat it and make it a cleanable surface. And I'm just hoping that we'll be happy with this.
I think we will be, and at this point, I don't think I want another do-over. I already think that this is better than the orange, than the natural sort of, reddy color that came out the first time. So yeah, no, this looks great. I think this will look really nice once it's all done and in place. Nice. There's like a lot of dirt coming off of that. Okay, hey guys.
Hey everyone.
So we're chilling out behind our garage right now. It's a Friday evening, and I'm decided to get started on part 1 of my multi-stage project for the weekend project. I really do want to get it done this weekend. So you might be wondering why we're sitting out here with kind of what looks like a chair graveyard. We actually went on KSL, which is like the pegs list of the Utah area, and I scouted for a outdoor patio like dining set, and I was looking for a 4-seater, but I found a 6-seater and a big table. Just hadn't been grabbed yet, and we managed to grab it for $100. So it's like bar height table and chairs. They're not perfect, they're used, and so I already had some plans to sort of refinish anything that we buy, but I just didn't want to pay full price for a whole new set of anything really. Even little 4-chair basic patio sets are like $500, $600, maybe $700. So $100 beats that, in my opinion. You're just gonna make sure I don't mess up anything and sort of watch over me and make sure?
I don't think I have to. It's your project. You know how to do it. It's just a restoration.
Yeah.
I'm just visiting, so because I don't want to do what I'm supposed to be doing.
All right. Well, it's just spray paint, but there's a method too. So I'll walk you guys through it. So what I did was I went to the store and just got a buttload of spray paint to make sure that, and most spray paints are, but you want to make sure it's a paint and primer mix. I did a lot of research on Google, as I usually do, but I knew that I wanted to do a black and white look with this set. These are called sling chairs, where they have the sort of mesh-like padding, like the seating, so it's like stretched across two tubes, and you sit in them and they just kind of hold you up there. So those things are actually made with vinyl, so vinyl is totally paintable. I was a little worried that I might paint them and then they would chip off and like get on your clothes if you sat on them, or over time like they would just flake off or something, but a lot of people on the internet say that's not the case. So I'm a little bit more confident about what I'm gonna do, but I decided on a satin, and I'm gonna hit the actual vinyl, the slings, with white. Okay, so I only had 2 cans of white spray paint. I severely underestimated how much paint I would actually need to finish the chairs. Spray painting, maybe those porous sort of chair material like that, it was going to take several coats, and it just wasn't, I was using up all my paint. So I'm going to tackle that tomorrow, and actually use a paintbrush and really actually coat that with paint to get the white coverage that I really want on those. We'll consider the spray paint that I put on tonight just a primer, like base coat, and then we'll do the real thing a little bit later. Next, I am working on our table. So this here is the table that we're using, and as you can see, it is just your typical brown metal frame table, and it's perfectly great. It's very functional. It's got this really cool sort of like charcoal black, I don't know, like glass to it. It's clear, but like on the underside it's coated. So since there's going to be black up here already, I didn't want to paint the whole rest of the table black. So what I'm going to do is paint this sling material here, the vinyl fabric, black. And then all of this framing here that you see is going to be a metallic white. So we'll have an actual contrast of black and white with the chairs and the table. So I can't totally picture it in my head, so I'm really hoping it comes out. So I'm back out here in the backyard. It's Saturday morning now, trying to get the sling material to be white, and it's just kind of like this murky color right now. So we're just gonna paint with the paintbrush. All right, well, I had like a half an hour break there, but the paintbrush that I was using was not working very well. It's just your basic paintbrush to paint a wall with, or flat surfaces, and this is a very porous surface, and so we just needed something else. So I sent Scott to the store to grab some a different paintbrush. It's called a wax brush, and it's fluffy at the end, and I think that the bristles will easily get paint into all the little nooks and crannies, rather than just kind of sweeping globs right across the top, if that makes any sense. So I'm gonna try again. So I finished painting the slings white. Some of them needed a couple coats, and I'll probably still go back and do some more touch-ups. But for now, I think they look pretty good. And next up, the sun's already completely dried the paint. I mean, it feels to the touch totally workable. So I'm gonna start taping off the sling area of the chairs, clean them up, and then spray paint them. Nothing, honey. So this is what Scott looks like when he's just plumb tuckered out.
It's warm.
It's warm. It's 90 something. It's lovely. I love it.
We have the shade.
Yeah,
These big, beautiful trees and plenty of shade.
totally. So we just been working on these chairs a little bit more. So I'm just gonna set the camera down and see what we accomplish. Ay, ay, ay. They're looking pretty fly.
Yeah, they look good.
Yeah, I know they're gonna look awesome when they're all done and we take all this wrapping off and fix up all the little marks that we'll inevitably find. But yeah, no, this took a lot longer than I kind of had in my head that it would take, but you're kind of laughing, chuckling, because I think you knew that this was going to take a while, but
That's not that bad.
I was like, well, just paint it. Just paint it. Yeah. Just painting it. You just have to prepare everything, tape everything. Oh, yeah. Polished. These are all the chairs I kind of messily painted the white slings. I kind of got lazy because I was like, oh, well, I'm just going to sand all this stuff off anyway. And then I sanded down 2 chairs, and that was such a pain in my neck that I was like, you know what? Screw the sanding. We're just going to paint over it all. And I think Scott chuckled at me when I said that too, because he just knew. Man, you're really good at this.
This is a good paint. It's an oil rub bronze, and we're going over an oil rub bronze that's all faded, so you kind of can miss a little bit and it won't be the end of the world.
That's true, yeah. This oil rubbed bronze that we're painting is, to me, it's really more of a black. And then the chairs, the way we got them, were more of a brown color. But it's dark on dark, so it's easy to cover up. I'll show you the table. Scott used an entire can of, well, it's not up here right now, but he used an entire can of metallic white and barely made a dent in it. You can totally see through. And just the entire can wasn't enough to really cover this whole, all the framing on this table. The legs all the way up to the top. So we're gonna have to go back to the store and get another can, and then eventually this table frame should be white like that. So right now it's just kind of a silver. Good morning. It is now Sunday, so it's been almost a whole weekend of doing this project. We let everything cure overnight and just dry in the garage the best we could, and we pulled it all back out just to wipe it down and put it in the shade and enjoy lunch. Check it out. So this here is our set. You can see pretty nicely. You can still see sort of like the leaf print in the slings, but I would say that overall it still looks pretty good. I'm very happy about it. Everything's still functional, and we are ready for company.
Does anybody want to come over?
We're trying to make it very appealing. All right, friends and family, your turn.